Governor, you can give an explanation why are we having so many inaccuracies in your financial statements?
Thank you so much, Chair. These errors are errors that shouldn't appear, and that's why we really are owning up. These are errors that ordinarily, when an audit begins, correction should be submitted to the auditors within a very short period of time. The reason they've then finally appeared in the audited accounts is because the team corrected, but way after the window within which the auditors gave us to correct. And just as we had said, Chair, last time here, was that this spoke to the issues of capacity. The auditor can confirm, because the auditors are currently in the field, we've since really improved on our quality of accounts, and the 24-25 accounts, we've been very keen on ensuring that petty errors like these ones don't occur, and we've actually been busy training the team, and we hope for improved reports going forward. Chair, thank you.
Senator Mbugu.
Thank you, Chair. The CEC has admitted maybe there is an issue of capacity, but we would want to know the accountants who prepared these statements. Is he here? So that maybe we can address him directly, because these are issues we believe should not be coming to this committee.
Yes, Chair, through the Chair, yes, we have the accountant here, the fund manager. His name is CPA Julius Kembo.
Maybe the auditors can sign those documents.
Yes, Chairman. $300,25, the fund account.
Julius Kimeli, ISPAC member number 30025. His membership status is active, and status is in good standing, which contradicts your position, Mr. CC. This is a well-qualified person. So why would he have simple errors like this occurring? Senator Chedage.
Chair, I'm looking at the financial statements. It was signed off by CPA Julius Kemba. I don't know whether he's here.
Chair, I'm around.
Okay.
Yes.
So secondly, sorry, I came late after the introduction. I find the response by Governor very casual, because the financial statements are generated by the entity. So if as a qualified CPA can perpetuate a clerical error, then there is a bigger problem. And Chair, so that we don't waste time, I know the number of reports we have adopted on the floor of the House from PIC. We just write to the ISPAC for professional misconduct, because we are discussing about 22 million, which to him might appear small money, but to Kenyans is a lot of money. So, Chair, we have taken a position that any person who commits a professional misconduct, CPA Julius Kemba is a candidate, and I request that when the report is being written, he should be directed for sanctioning, because these are his own generated statements that has brought the response that it is just a clerical error. So, Chair, and finally, this is, I'm looking at the amended financial statement. So he signed both statements through the Chair. OAG did the same gentleman, because in the annexures of the county government, it says these are amended financial statements. Did he sign both? CPA Julius Kemboy, in the initial financial statements.
Chair, allow me to respond.
Through the governor.
Chair, I'm not finished.
But he hasn't finished.
Yeah.
So let him finish.
It's okay.
Chair, we can confirm that he signed the financial statements that we audited.
So,
the
and
issue of financial
from the
statements.
documents you have submitted here, he signed the amended version again.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, from the annexed years.
He has, yes. He's
So
the
he's
fund
just
accountant.
perpetuating his mistakes. Governor, I have heard you through your CC, because you are the one on oath, saying that these are clerical errors that will be corrected in the future. I thought OAG and Governor, there are many meetings, including letter of management, before the reports are taken and probably the final audit is being done. So does it mean, Governor, you ignored most of these meetings? Because this matter should have rested at the audit level. Because I know OAG are very fair under Article 2 to 9, where they send the letter of management before the conclusion. So, Governor, where was the problem? Now that we have established the person who signed documents is competent. If he was incompetent, we would have now taken a different tangent. So where is the problem? The issue is not competency. The issue is lack of seriousness. So when you are doing all this meeting, from entry meeting up to the management level, where was the problem?
Please respond through the governor.
Chairman, thank you, Chairman, for the space. As I said, my name is CPA Julius Kemboy. The error we are talking about, Chair, is really a clerical error, and I didn't intend to do that, commit that error, but it is really human error. I intend also to demonstrate that the difference between what the amendment that we did and the error is a difference of 1.3 million and not really 22, a loss of 22 million. It is 1.3 million. So it was a comparison between the last financial, the cash and cash equivalent of the last financial year 2022-2023 and the cash and cash equivalent of, that is as at 30th June. So the error occurred, instead of I recording 23 million, 23 million 6, I recorded 22,981,776. So it's a difference of 1.3 million, Chair, and I regret it. This is a mistake that will never occur again. Thank you.
But you should, those details you are giving us, about 1 million and not 22 million, they are not in your response. Your response is very brief, just regretting the error and saying going forward such errors will not go uncorrected.
The amendment copies, Chair. The amendment copies.
Chair, maybe on indulgence, the fund manager is talking as if 1.3 is little money. I think it's a very serious money. Or he has a lot of money until 1.3 is small money to him. So can he apologize for telling Kenyans that 1.3 is small money? It's a lot of money that can construct almost 2 ECD classrooms.
Yeah. Proceed.
Chair, I apologize. It is not 1.3. It's not a loss, Mr. Chairman. The only problem is that it was a human error that I recorded. But it doesn't really affect the cash and cash equivalent.
But, you know, Chair, you cannot say it's human error. You remember when Uhuru committed error when he was the Minister of Finance? It was a serious error. So it's not about being human error. If it is human error, then you should have resigned. Because we cannot, if everything we take as human error, then we fail in the duty of due diligence, Chair, in our offices. Because, Chair, this difference, to many people, 1.3, this clerical error that is dismissing, is a serious issue. We have established not about capacity, it's not an availability of all these issues. So can he either apologize and be ready for the sanctions by the committee in their report, and then the matter rests there. But the more he talks about human error, all of us would be feigning human error in everything we do, and the whole country will collapse.
Chair, Before maybe he apologizes, when was the correction submitted? Was it submitted when the auditors were still on the ground, or it was a late submission? And what does the law say about late submission?
That one, the auditor will respond to that. But I think, Mr. Kembo, you can respond to Senator Cherengei through the governor, and then auditor can respond to your query.
Chair, I began by saying I regret the error, the human error. I said I apologize for committing that human error. Thank you, Chair.
Auditor?
Chair, we got the corrections of this on Friday, on 18th of August. That's like a week ago. But the audit was done some times back. The Auditor General's report was signed on 30th December 2024. So I don't know, but still it remains straight submission.
Chair, can legal read again about late submission, what the law says?
Legal.
Through you, Chair, there is Section 47 of the Public Audit Act on the time limit for submission of accounts, whereby financial statement required under the Constitution, the Public Finance Management Act, and any other legislation shall be submitted to the Auditor General within 3 months after the end of the fiscal year to which the accounts relate. And then the financial statement shall be in the form and content as prescribed by the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board. And then the penalties, the offenses on late submission is under Section 62 of the Public Audit Act. And subsection 1, it reads that a person shall not, and then paragraphs B and C, without justification, fail to provide information required under this Act, and without justification, fail to provide information within reasonable time that is required under this Act. And subsection 2, the penalty, a person who contravenes subsection 1 commits an offence and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 5 million shillings or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 years or to both. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, I think you have heard, and that is one of the issues that Senator Cherengei had pointed out, that in our recommendation, we can sanction you, and not just for your membership of ISPAC, but also we can invoke Section 62 of the Public Audit Act. So that one committee is going to look at it at the report writing stage to make a decision on that. But I also want to say that, we have realized that why we have these simple errors is because the senior accountants do not actually prepare the financial statement. The people who prepare the financial statement are junior accountants who are not even members of ISPAC. And then because it is a requirement that ISPAC member signs, they give it to you and you sign without verifying the contents of the report. And that's why we get in here. So, Mr. Kemboi, are you the one who prepared the financial statements? Yes, sir. Use the mic.
Yes, sir. I'm the one who did the...
You need to tell us the truth, because the truth will set you free.
It is me, sir.
Because if such a matter is reported to ISPAC with your high qualification and training, you will be asked the same question and you will not be able to defend yourself well. So you are on record that you are the one who prepared the financial statement.
I participated, sir.
Members
Chair, can I ask a question? CPA through the chair, and I think in future, Chair, in this committee, with tremendous respect, when you have a senior officer of the county, they should take an oath, because when you will be writing to the ISPAC, you can attach the answer and they have taken an oath so that they don't lie. It's a fact that most of these are prepared by junior accountants. So CPA Julius Kimboy, how long have you been serving in Nandi County and how long have you been practicing?
I was there before, even before the devolution. I was at the municipality and then transferred to the whole of government.
So how long have you been an accountant? Your professional life?
For almost around 20 years, but now being fully fully registered with the ISPAC is around 5 years, around 5 years.
So your initial training was not accounts through the chair?
It was accounts.
So 5 years ago, but you are still committing errors. Chair, I think as I yield the ground, we can rest that there and leave to the wisdom of the committee to consider what the witnesses are submitted on record. Thank you.
Okay, so I think the committee will make a decision on that matter. Maybe at the report writing stage. We want to encourage the accountants to do their work very professionally and not what we are seeing, where we have a lot of errors in financial statements. Sometimes we may have the devil hiding in the errors. Yeah, so that's why we should discourage that issue of accounting errors and misstatements and inaccuracies. So I hope, Governor, you will help us by, as your CC has said, to strengthen your accounting team so that moving forward, we do not have these kind of errors appearing. But that does not mean that we are not going to make a decision on that matter. As a committee, we will, so that the matter of late submission of document and the matter of accounting errors are fully addressed. Any other issue, members, on that? So, Auditor, how are you hoping to deal with this issue moving forward in terms of correction of errors?
Chair, we are working on the 2024-25 reports. I hope that, I believe that they have addressed those issues in this report we are auditing.
Mark?
Maybe mine as a recommendation the committee can make is that the client in future, in compliance with the Audit Act, is able to respond to these issues at the time of audit, especially when responding to the ML, so that these issues don't escalate to the certificate stage. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, I think we are also going to keenly watch the financial report for 2024-2025. And by the way, you have only how many days? By 31st. The financial statements for 2024-2025 should have been submitted to OH. With the changes. Have you received?
Chair, we have received these financial statements and the team is on the ground auditing.
Okay, so we will, I think the clerk, you need to note the linkage of 2023-2024 to 2024-2025. Query number 2, recognition of cash expenses in accrual-based reporting framework. Again, this is similar accounting issue, but anyway, Auditor, proceed and read the query.
Thank you, Chair. The fund reports transactions in financial statements in a accrual-based reporting framework. However, review of transactions revealed that expenses were recognized on cash basis. During the year under review, the fund presented these financial statements on an accrual basis. Recognition of expenses incurred contradicts the accrual-based reporting framework adopted by the fund. Thank you, Chair.
Governor, your response?
Honorable Chair, at the close of the financial year, all the expenditure by the fund had been paid. There were therefore no accrued expenses that required disclosure in the financial statements. The principles of accrual accounting have been applied to the extent applicable in the rest of the disclosures in these financial statements. Thank you, sir.
Auditor, what is your comments on the management response?
Of course, Chair, that's a valid response for the lack of accrued expenses at the year end. This explanation at least addresses the audit query, as an entity with no outstanding payables at the reporting dates could not have accruals to report. Therefore, Chair, in our consideration, at least it was addressed.
Any comments or query?
Is this the last query we are discussing? Or is there another query?
On
this is the last one, on this particular one.
Then there will be another issue, which is not a query, but
that's the
legal issue.
Oh, that's the one I wanted to raise. So maybe.
Okay, proceed.
I proceed. Thank you, Chair. At least I can revisit the earlier one by just maybe advising the accountant that these are errors. When you are in good standing and you're active, you should not embarrass the governor because of small issues. And you have time with the auditors to resolve those particular issues so that it doesn't reach our level. Secondly, Chair, I wanted to find out from the governor, because this particular fund is under their own law. And there is a law that we passed last year, the FIF, that says that each of the hospitals should have its own fund. And Chair, during the preliminaries, we were saying, suppose you have 20 or 30 or so level 4 and level 5 hospitals, how practical is it to have that number of funds instead of consolidating? Now that we have seen Nandi have one, maybe we wanted to find out from the governor, how do you see what you are running currently, where you have one fund under all your hospitals, and what has been passed as a national law? So is there a conversation that you've started as a Council of Governors on the same?
The governors, you prepare to answer that question. Now auditors are now processing audit report for each individual hospital as an entity, as an accounting entity. So maybe you can explain to us how you bearing that in mind, because the idea about auditing each hospital as an independent entity is that all the revenues will be recognized in that hospital as such. So now, how are you going to run this FIF, county FIF, with the new arrangement of the law, and also what the auditor is doing by auditing each individual hospital?
Chair, you will remember that when Parliament was considering this national FIF law, one of the concerns that we had raised as Council of Governors then was that counties already, and I think there were over 30 counties already that had FIF, county FIF laws. And therefore we had raised this matter, but once you as a parliament took a decision, it is the responsibility of we in counties to just comply with the decision, and therefore we are in the process of amending our own FIF laws to agree with the national legislation that we passed. However, we think that that there is no harm operating in the same manner as prescribed by the FIF national legislation, because every entity is being audited on its own. They are able to generate their own resources, and they are able to plow the same resources or budget the same resources and expend at the facility. So for us, really, whereas the current county, the Nandi County FIF law is one law for the county referral hospital and all the level 4, we think that the approach or the law that was passed by this house is practical, and that is exactly we are transiting to implement. And in any case, as you indicated, the OAG are auditing each entity on their own, so it makes a lot of sense for us. So we are actually sort of transitioning and operating within the national legislation that you as Parliament have passed, and it is working. In fact, it is.
Senator Tobiko.
Chair, thank you, Chair. Chair, I think the question by Senator Kisang, if I got it right, I think it's not in terms of the audit, but in terms of service delivery. He was asking if the FIF can be done like collectively, so that any facility that's facing challenges, that is struggling, that is not self-sustaining, can be, kind of cushioned by a facility that's doing well. I think that's where he's coming from.
I think it's a bit difficult to it would, and I'm just responding this from where I sit now. It's difficult to get resources from one facility and support another facility, because the amount of resources being generated in a facility means that the volume of the patients they are receiving and everything is, it's based on the service delivery they are providing. Some of the facilities that are not able to sustain themselves, it is what we are providing resources in the county budget to support those facilities. So we really want to encourage that every facility that generates, they are able to plow the resources, because it actually means there is demand for those services in those facilities. Then the county budget can just supplement some of those facilities that are not able to run. And in any case, in fact, if you are to be honest, you are unlikely to have a facility that has surplus, because even in a facility that looks like they are doing very well, the county is still paying for the staff, is still paying for the medical, the human resource. Therefore, really, you can't say that there is a facility that is actually generating surplus to give to another facility. We backstop that with the county budget.
Sure, I know this is not a query, but if you allow me, I'll ask the governor. How is the payments from SHA to the hospitals? Are you receiving your payments in time from SHA to the hospital facilities, or are they in arrears?
They are still in arrears, but there is huge improvement from what we had previously. So if you look at what was happening under NHIF and what is happening under SHA, there is marked significant improvement. However, there is still some delay, and it's part of what I think we have also raised with the health committee, that the process of making claims in